Hello and welcome back to the channel. 'Tis I, your host and humble narrator, Ken Lavigne, singer slash vocal coach slash enabler of musical dreams. Today, we are diving into something special that could change the game for you. How to book your first house concert in 30 days or less. Now, whether you're gig hungry or just tired of singing into shampoo bottles, this is totally for you. So first off, what is a house concert anyway? So I want you to imagine this. Cozy living room, no stage lights, no pyro, no egos. Just you, a guitar, or a piano, or a kazoo, or whatever. And a small audience sitting 3 feet away, listening to every note as if it's gospel. Now, it's part concert, part dinner party, part spiritual awakening. I like to think of it that way. And yes, if you're shy or smelly or divalicious type of person, this might not be your jam. But these folks, they will hear and smell absolutely everything. But if you love connection and you love storytelling and real deal musical moments, house concerts can be absolutely pure gold. Now, I remember my first house concert like it was yesterday. I was 17. My parents had left for the weekend to go to San Francisco, and I thought it would be a great idea for me to host my very own house concert. It was not a good idea. Cops were called, angry neighbors. It did not go well for me. This, however, is a completely planned out and mature affair. So we're going to walk through week by week all of the steps that you need to do in order to make this dream a reality. Now, who are house concerts good for? Well, they're good for musicians, and they're good for hosts who want to, show off their houses and show off how musically and culturally literate they are. And this is a prime way for you to hone your craft, really dig deep into that audience and musician connection. And this is why I want to share this with you. So first things first, in week 1, you want to go out there and plant the seeds. You want to put this out onto your social media saying, hey folks, anyone want to host a private concert in their living room? Make sure it's direct and make sure it's clear, because the concert you're going to present has to be tailored to that living room. You can send this out to your email list. It doesn't have to be fancy. I generally don't do that particular step unless I know exactly who I'm sending it to. So be clear about that. You want to make sure that if it's in your hometown or in the city that you live in, that you're reaching out to very specific fans or friends that you know would be receptive to this. So if you're a touring musician and you need to backfill some dates or make sure that there's some continuity between dates, or maybe you need a place to stay, house concerts can be great for you. You might already be familiar with the concept, but maybe you don't necessarily have the infrastructure or you don't have the contacts to make that work. I will leave links down below to credible house concert organizations. They're very competent and they absolutely know exactly what's expected, and they know how to get the right musician connected with the right host to make sure that the evening comes off beautifully. So in that case, you want to make a list of towns of where you're heading to or wish you would like to go, and then you want to think about, who do I know in each of these places that could be in that host list? This is if you're doing it on your own. But remember, I mentioned some of those online tools that are absolutely available for you to look at, and I'll be sure to leave links down below to those tools so you can get in touch with the right people. Remember, this is kind of like matchmaking a little bit between you and a living room. Well, it's actually you and the host will be your best friend. So week 2 is all about locking in that host. You reach out with that friendly message. You don't want to cold call anyone from a place of desperation. It needs to be warm and friendly, and explain why house concerts are really cool, why you love giving them, why a private show with music-loving friends can equal an unforgettable night. And in those contacts, you need to be super clear. Who's inviting the guests? It's them. Who keeps the money? it's you. And what's the minimum head count? 10 is always a solid start, but depends on the room. I would always suggest between a modest 10 and 20 bucks range. It's affordable, it's totally fair. You're getting a night of making music and connecting with fans and getting a little bit of compensation in your back pocket for your trouble. And, honestly, I think most people fall down on this particular point. I don't think you should beat around the bush with money talk. It's not that awkward. It's professional. That's what professionals do. And honestly, I think it's more than fair. So I would suggest you thinking it like a bit of a musical potluck. You bring the talent, they bring the chairs, and together you create a magical evening. So week 3 is all about promotion and preparation. So you work with the host to spread the word. You can make a simple flyer or perhaps maybe a Facebook event. You can share it on your own socials if the host is cool with it, of course. And then you want to create a set list that fits the space. No stadium rockers, just tunes that work up close. Tunes that can really hang on their own accord in a stripped down format. Now, strip down is the name of the game. You want to keep things simple. You want to have a simple setup. So your amp, your mic, your instrument, minimal gear for the maximal vibe. Just enough to have your voice and your instrument carry out into the room and not dominate, but really just bring some extra warmth and warm up the room as best you can. The next thing you want to do is, as you're getting close to the date, plan to set up early. Setting up while guests arrive, it can be it's not annoying, it can be a little bit embarrassing. It's kind of like brushing your teeth during a dinner party. You don't want to do it. It's a little bit too conspicuous. So one thing I just want to say, and just to kind of backtrack a little bit, if you are setting up your set list, you want to start with something upbeat. I usually do. Start with something upbeat that sort of sets the tone that everything's going to be fine. You know what you're doing. This is the one that you fall out of bed singing and it never misses. Always do that. And then ease into the deeper, more emotional stuff, and then end with 2 or 3 really strong bangers that just the ones that never fail. And it's kind of like a vocal arc, It's the vocal arc, a smooth and expressive vocal journey, or maybe more like a Netflix binge. You want to hook them early and then take them on that journey and end with some incredible cliff-hanging fireworks. So in that last week, as you've planned this out meticulously, you want to perform to the best of your ability and then follow up. So in your performance, here's some suggestions for you. You need to be real, okay? Tell some stories, even dumb stories, especially the dumb stories, even corny jokes. That can land too. It can break the ice. You want to make sure that you thank the host, heap on the praise to your hosts. They are the real MVPs. Without that, you would just be a guy in a guitar or gal with a guitar out on the street. And so it's much better to do that with a roof over your head. And then, of course, pass around some kind of guest book, or it could be a tablet computer, whatever, to help grow your list. One strategy I've done in the past is done a CD giveaway where people put their names in a hat and with their email addresses. That's usually works better at a bigger event, so a soft theater event, and you can adapt that to your own purposes. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you mention your social media outlets, your Instagram, all that sort of stuff, all those handles, website, maybe even say, hey, if you had fun tonight, tell your friends, or host your own show. You might actually convert someone to say, hey, you know what, I could do this too, and I've got friends as well. This could be a really fun thing for you. I have a lot of musicians friends who swear by house concerts, and they do really well with them. They're pretty awesome, and they're kind of like a hidden gem. And don't be afraid when you do the shameless plug, okay? If you hate self-promo or self-promotion, get the host to do it for you. They want to be participatory in this as well. It's their house. So I think it works better when the host is sort of enabled to make some of those pitches for you. So you come off looking, the shy, modest, humble, self-effacing artist, and they can sort of bask more in the glory of like, look how awesome this was. Hey, make sure that you keep in touch with them. So another bonus tip, make sure you document the night with photos or video, even just a couple of selfies with the guests. These can be actually really great for your next event. They're marketing gold for your next booking. You can use these concerts to fill your tour gaps. I think I might have already mentioned that, but it can also help you avoid hotel boredom. And sometimes the host will actually put you up for the night if you feel comfortable doing that. Now, remember, safety is always first. I didn't really mention that earlier. If you're in your own hometown, you're gonna be going back to your own house and basking in reveling or thinking back over this magnificent evening. If you are on tour, well, maybe you already have some of those tour logistics worked out in advance, and you have a good vibe from this particular host that you feel, hey, yeah, maybe they could put us up if they have a room available. If not, yeah, well, that's up to you. So if you are still nervous, that's totally normal. And if you're unsure that your voice is house concert ready, just book a free session with me. I'll be sure to leave a link down below. We can chat. I can give you tips. I can maybe help you find your musical mojo. There's no pressure, no strings attached rather, just good vibes. And I like to hear from you as well. Okay, so that's it. That's your roadmap. Booking your first house concert doesn't have to be super scary or confusing. It can be one of the most soul-fulfilling gigs of your life. So stop doom scrolling and start your booking right now. I'm Ken Lavigne. Thanks for spending a few of those precious minutes with me. Much love and appreciation to you all. Go be brilliant and let me know how your first house concert goes.